Jimmy, we were at Ricky Gervais, and I asked you how the doctor's appointment went, and you looked at me and said, wait till tomorrow.
Well,
There's some kind of connection or something.
It's a thing.
Obviously. It's a thing.
I went to get, yesterday, I took the first step and get my sinuses fixed. Went to an ENT. And because they have to look up your nasal passages. So he was a quirky little guy. He was an odd little... He looked like something off The Simpsons. He was an odd man.
Really?
But he's apparently one of the best doctors in New York. I mean, this guy is... And my therapist even checked.
Everybody says that about their doctor, though.
Oh, no.
He's the best.
I hear that so many
But he
times.
has plaques all over the wall. It was looked up. We looked him up online. And my therapist got back to me because she knows a lot of people in the medical profession. And she said that this guy's great. So we're talking. He sprays my nose with the type of thing you'd spray paint a car with. Like, you remember in Blue Collar what killed Yaphet Kotto?
Yes, in the room. Yeah.
Sprays. He blasts up my nose like that, which numbs my nose and throat. And then he puts a camera with a light on it to look. And it feels really weird, like a hair deep in your bone structure. And I was going to sneeze, and he goes, make this go, he. So you had to do he.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
So you don't sneeze.
Yeah, so you don't sneeze on the doctor's arm and hand.
And camera?
Yeah, and camera. And then he looked at my left side. He said there was a little bacteria. So we had nice...
Bacteria in your nose?
Oh, no. What's that
My
about?
Goodness.
He said it's no big deal. He said we
course not.
had a nice bacterial chat. And then he goes, so what do you... He said, you're a comedian. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, what do you... He said, I said, one of your employers, you're self-employed, but also XM Radio, because, CBS pays XM. They don't pay me. So I said, yeah, I'm working at XM. He goes, what show are you on XM?
Uh-oh.
And when he said that, I was like,
Why is this our reaction every time someone asks us?
because we know. What do you mean, why is it?
Every time, yeah, because
What show?
I try to write down, I'm in marketing.
Whenever it's someone out of the demo, by the way, whenever it's somebody, a guy between, 18 and 40 years old or something like that, like in the demo, you kind of just like say, yeah, Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah.
But when it's a doctor,
A 52-year-old
or
woman.
an older woman that perhaps is a friend of a girlfriend or a relative or whatever, you go like, here it comes.
Yeah.
I avoid that, though. I say I'm in marketing.
Marketing, huh?
Yeah, I market laughs or something. I don't know, but...
Well, I like people to know that, especially doctors, because if they know you're on the radio, they'd probably be nicer to you. Because I'm always afraid they're afraid you're gonna.
Or not nice to you, depending.
Well, he goes, "What show you on?" And I'm like, "It's almost like if someone said, hey, what's the name of your uncle? He was a clown in Chicago. He got into a bit of trouble.
Oh, right.
Things buried in his. Yeah. Like, and he goes, "What show are you on?" I'm like, Opie and Anthony." He goes, "What?" I'm like, Opie and Anthony. He goes, "Opie and Anthony." He goes, "Oh, I was on that show."
Uh-oh.
And it wasn't. I was on that show. It was. I was on that show.
Oh, no.
And I knew better than to go, well, how was it?
Yeah, just from his reaction, you knew it was an unpleasant experience.
So I was like, yeah, a lot of people come on. Bacteria. Let's get back to the bacteria.
Yeah, please.
And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, they weren't very nice to me.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, well, I wanted to say, of course they weren't. I mean, why would they be? You're a doctor who helps people. Why should they be nice to you?
Of course.
And I say they, as in we, 'cause I remember that day.
Oh, no.
That was awful. And,
oh, no.
And I vaguely remember his call. He goes, it started off very kind of good-natured and fun, and then they just got mean. And I'm like,
no.
I was talking to Timmy. I'm like, yeah, they do that sometimes, but they're really nice guys. Opie doesn't live too far from me, and Anthony's a really good guy. He's in a relationship, and he's happy, and Stunt Brain just came. I am yapping about anything.
No.
Anything to keep it moving. And he's like, yeah. He's like, at the end of the call, he's like, I was just kept talking and nobody would answer.
The silent game.
And he goes, and then they just started snoring.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, this is a man who's going to take the equivalent of a drill in my skull. Because this is the guy I want the surgery from. He really is.
Is it safe?
That's exactly.
It's safe.
But I think he'll do the surgery well, but I'm afraid he's going to let a little anesthesia slip happen.
Right.
Like, yeah, we'll give you almost enough.
Oops.
You'll wake up 40 minutes into it.
With it just a drilling pain in your head.
You can see my face. They'll be drilling into me, and I'll have worse stuff playing over the loudspeaker.
And he'll be snoring.
Yeah.
Funny, huh?
I was so embarrassed.
Well, why did he call our show?
Yeah,
For
what's the
reason?
I
backstory?
don't remember. I'll find out. I didn't want to ask.
No.
I didn't want to go, by the way, what was the call about that week?
I wonder if he was promoting something.
I think he said he was not. It wasn't a book or anything. It might have just been a call-in.
Something we were talking about, and he decided
to make that mistake of actually calling our show and trying to contribute something.
But you want to tell people, no, you don't understand. We forget that you're real people.
Yeah.
We forget that you're human. We're just trying to make people laugh. We don't realize there's an actual person on the other end. We're dicks.
Right.
I felt so
That's
silly.
funny.
It is, though, when somebody asks, it depends on the person. Sometimes it's just like, oh, boy, how am I going to get around this? What show? And then I like when, especially, older women, they pull out a little pen and paper and go, what's the station? Because I'm going to have to give that a listen.
Yeah.
Marjorie, he's on the radio. Yes, it's 923. What it's on 923 92.
That's where you're stupid.
K-Rock.
When they ask me which station, I go, 1010 wins.
Yeah, I do the news.
No, I'm not even kidding. You don't
My
give
name's
the real
John
frequency.
Montone.
You go 95.3.
Yeah, you know something? You're right.
Why would you give the
Why
real
would
frequency?
Because
To
then
someone you know
you
is
see
gonna
him
just
next time and
hate
they
you.
just avoid you.
Someone thinks they know the phone call that this doctor gave us the day. Rob, Long Island. I think you're a faithful listener to this fine show. What do you got, Rob?
Well, yeah, this happened probably about a year ago. As soon as Jimmy mentioned that it was a nose doctor, this guy called up promoting something about a year ago on XM. And if I'm not mistaken, it was actually Jimmy who was being a douche to this guy. He started his famous little bit, okay, no, why don't you talk? No, I'm not finished. Just go ahead.
Oh, no.
Boy.
It wouldn't surprise.
Oh, yeah.
But why did the guy call in? That's what we really need to know.
Why don't you be the doctor? Why don't you drill your own nose? I'll just stand here. That's what he's going to do.
Why don't you put yourself back under now that it hurts?
Yeah.
A lot of people saying he called in about sleep problems and snoring. Is that true, Rob?
Oh, that would make sense.
That's it. It was about snoring. Jimmy was complaining that he has problems like snoring, and this guy, every time Jimmy recommended something or Jimmy started talking, this guy chimed in. Jimmy go, oh, no, you're the doctor. No, just go ahead and speak.
So actually you were the problem.
I was the problem.
And now you're seeing this guy. Good luck to you.
But it was looking him up online, I got to say. And then when my therapist called, because she knows someone that deals with like all malpractice people, and she checks every doctor out. And she said, oh, he's great. You're in good hands. And then I had to show up and just realize the error of my ways.
He was a victim of this show.
Yeah. Oof. Well, we do the best we can.
We are idiots.
We're not good people.
No, we're very nasty, bad people. The guy probably was like, I'm listening to a guy. It sounds like he's got a problem. Why don't I do the right thing? Call up. I'll give him some advice. And there he is, sitting on the phone on hold, probably, and then click. Hi, Opie and Anthony show. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm a doctor. I'm okay, good. Let me ask Jimmy, and he'll tell you what the problem is. And Jimmy probably was telling him. He goes, yeah, well, that's what I would. And then Jimmy goes, oh, no, why don't you just talk then? Why don't you talk?
Yeah.
I can see the whole thing playing out.
So can I.
It was decent human being.
A guy who was probably calling to help with a problem that I'm having.
Yeah.
And I just chimed in on the beatdown for no reason.
Oh.
I'm not a leader, I'm a follower.
And now you're seeing the guy.
I just hope it ends up like some Nazi experiment with you.
It's not seeing the guy.
Yeah.
He's going to reconstruct the side of my face. This is not, he's not stitching my thumb after I cut it.
He can make you sound like this all the time.
Imagine if he just sewed my nose shut and then sewed my mouth shut and left a straw-sized hole. Breathe through that, stupid.
The whole time while you're under. Oh, I'll get you, funny boy. All right. Rob C. from Queens. He writes, ha, ha, ha. I love Jimmy, but that day I cringed for the poor doctor. Ha, ha, ha. My girlfriend called him an animal.
Wow.
We got some people tuning in for the first time, Jimmy. So the quick setup before we replay this phone call from a couple of years ago.
I did something, I feel bad about it.
No.
I'm getting my sinuses fixed finally, and my I go and I have a look up the best doctor, one of the best doctors in New York for sinus surgery. There's articles all over the internet about this guy. My therapist confirms with me. She checks some people in the medical profession she knows who know all the legal stuff and people who have malpractices, and she calls me while I'm in his waiting office. She goes, "This guy is great. You're in excellent hands with this guy." And it turns out he was a guest on this program, and it didn't go well, which is shocking because normally we have a respectable person like that on. We handle it very well.
Well, you guys got to talk, and he asked you what you do, and you said, this and that, and I also work for XM, and he's like, oh, what show? And you said Opie and Anthony, and he said, well, I was on that show, and it didn't go too well. And it turns out he was calling the show because you were bitching about your sinuses, and this guy, as an expert, was trying to help you out. And now this karma thing is a little bit strange because now you're seeing this actual doctor.
He's not prescribing antihistamines. He's going to put me under in a surgical setting.
Right.
And change the internal structure of my head. Mm-hmm. He's going to affect my breathing, my life force. I'm putting my life in this guy's hands.
I hope he does it with maggots. Just shoves a few maggots up your nose.
Dude, I'm going into his office. There was a big fat girl who was before me, and I could hear her from the waiting room crying, "Hey, surgery is going to be painful." And her fat mother was there trying to comfort her. I wanted to clunk both of their big fat heads together.
Clunk.
Stop your whinging, cow. That's it.
With that said, here's a phone call, I don't know, year, maybe 2 years ago.
No, it was back in 2006.
That's 2 years ago, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know, but he said
Why
a year
are you
ago.
jumping on my face?
No, I'm not. I'm correcting him.
Oh.
Because E-Rock said a year ago. I'm saying it's 2006.
All right, and here you go.
Are there certain foods that are more likely to cause, I have a very bad thing in the back of my throat where I'm always going, I always have to clear my throat. Is that tied in with my nasal drip? I take Mucinex a lot.
Yes. Especially dairy products make that worse.
You go ahead. I wasn't done, but go ahead.
Yeah, dairy products.
Is that the doctor, Jimmy, that you're now seeing?
It sounds like him. It could be him.
He wasn't even really doing anything wrong. He really wasn't.
No. Are there certain foods that are more likely to cause, I have a very bad thing in the back of my throat where I'm always going, I always have to clear my throat. Is that tied in with my nasal drip? I take Mucinex a lot.
Yes. Especially dairy products make that worse.
You go ahead. I wasn't done, but go ahead.
Yeah, dairy products will make the saliva thicker and give you more of a problem like that.
A lot of times, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt my question. A lot of times I'll have coffee, and I'm fine, and yet I'll have a cup of coffee, and the next thing you know, I got to take 2 Mucinex, so I'm not clearing my throat every 10 seconds.
Yeah, do you have cream in the coffee?
What's that? Yeah, jump right in.
Cream in the coffee?
No, I don't. I have fat-free or Lactaid.
Yeah, well, that'll do it too.
All right, well, will it?
Yeah, so drink it black. See what happens.
I can't drink it black.
Okay.
I don't like it black. I'm trying to say, help me here, Henry, if I want.
Well, why don't you drink Hawaiian Punch?
Nah, that does it too. There's certain beverages that just do it. But it really is a problem for me. I always feel like I get this thin trail of booger spit in the back of my throat. It drives me.
But let me tell you something.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask the question. You go right. You would know. You're the doctor.
All right. You're making fun of it, but mucus is good. We can't live without mucus.
No, I didn't say let's remove all mucus like it's in the Warsaw Ghetto in 1941. I was simply saying, how do I stop clearing my throat all the time? Well, I don't really know what to do about it. It's driving me nuts. Mm-hmm. And I'll take Mucinex, which does clear it up. But right. I notice I have to take more and more and more, and I'm not sure. It drives me crazy. And I think it's tied into the fact that I have bad sinuses.
Well, it very well may be. I mean, I have to examine you to find out what other factors are playing a role. Do you drink a lot of water?
I do, actually. I drink probably more water than is good for me. That's what people have been telling me my whole life, because I'm in the bathroom a lot, which I thought meant diabetes, but it turns out that it's just I drink a lot of water.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not too sure if that helps. It does help a little bit. But I like that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just talk to you. All right, go ahead. Now, how do you diagnose me? We're both talking.
And then there are certain kinds of sprays that can be used in the nose to hydrate you better.
Yeah, can they?
Yeah.
Like
and,
what?
and if you're
Oh,
taking
sorry,
other
go ahead,
medicine,
right away. What would you recommend spray-wise?
something called Clear, Xlear.
Queer?
Yes, spelled Xlear.
Yes, we're live again.
Not only is that him,
Yeah.
but I went and bought that stuff yesterday that he recommended.
Oh, really?
We're back now in 2008. Yeah, I went and bought that stuff yesterday. That he's recommended the same stuff to clear up the
The
sinuses.
guy called the show to help you out.
You are so obnoxious.
You're just an idiot.
Yeah, well, why did you just... okay, you're the doctor. You just talk. You're not diagnosing me.
And now, like, fast forward 2 years, you're seeing this guy, and he's going to take care of your
He's going to
sinuses.
be inside your head.
Oh, my God.
Inside your head.
Let's go back to 2006.
I don't want. What would you recommend spray-wise?
Something called Clear, Xlear.
Queer?
Yes, spelled Xlear. It is a saltwater spray with a sugar in it called xylitol. It cleans up the nose.
But I've tried like saline rinses and all that stuff.
Yeah, well,
And
try
they-
the Clear.
What's that? I don't even know how to spell clear.
Xlear.
That's not how you spell clear, and I'm never going to find that or remember it, and our listeners
No?
won't remember that. I mean, I'm trying to get help here. I tried steroids. They gave me steroids to shoot up my nose.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, and all of a sudden I'm the dummy.
Right. So
They don't
you
work, the
listen to me.
steroids,
You
and this
listen to
clear
me
thing
and
you're
get-
talking about.
You listen to me and get the Clear.
I tried that one time. The steroids are no good.
No, the Clear is not a steroid.
I don't care what the sexual orientation is. It's not important to me.
All right. Well, if you want to get better, you'll listen to me.
I am trying to listen to you, but you won't let me get a word in. You keep interrupting me, and I'm trying to tell you my problems.
Okay.
I can't breathe at night. I have stuffy noses.
Mm-hmm.
And I snore, and it's bothering me.
Well, come on in and we'll take care of
And
it.
that's the answer for everything, isn't it?
Well, it's an answer for you.
It's not an answer for me. I need help now. What kind of spray can I buy?
I just told you.
I don't have steroids.
No. It's not a steroid.
We're back. Jimmy just spit his water out.
See,
A
Jimmy,
big mouthful of water. Food.
it was you that was an ass.
Not only was it me,
It was you.
it's 100% to
Yes,
0.
We're not even talking.
I haven't said word one. Opie hasn't said anything. You are complete ass to this gentleman who just wanted to help.
And now you're seeing him, which is just amazing.
He's going to drill your nose out. Just offering one after another. He is offering sound suggestions, sound advice, and you are doing nothing but berating him.
He couldn't be more helpful.
No.
He just was trying to help you out, Jimmy.
I'm going to wake up from surgery, and my nose is going to be gone, and there's just going to be a giant vagina in the middle of my face. It's going to fix my wagon.
He certainly should.
Boy, yeah.
After that display.
Well, that's pretty good. And it's
that
definitely
the
the
end?
same guy, right?
Oh, that's the end of it, right?
Yeah.
I'll
The
say
ending
this.
was unnecessary and funny.
It's not as bad as I thought. Like I'm not that embarrassed by that because it was just a stupid bit, but it was
Hysterical, but
but it was nothing like really nasty. We weren't ripping up his book, you know.
yeah.
That's the first thing I'm like, you didn't call to promote a book, did you? 'Cause I'm like, I know that wouldn't have went well. So that was a little embarrassing, but I don't feel as bad about that.
All right.